More and more people are getting into film photography these days, whether you're finding an old SLR in your parents' attic or grabbing one at a garage sale. What you get is most likely going to look very similar to this. I thought I'd go over some basics here of what you do and how to use a film SLR if you're new to this. We're going to start with the film itself. When you purchase film, it is going to have a speed rating on it. Your speed rating is your ISO. This is Fujifilm 200, meaning my ISO is 200. So on your camera, you will have an ISO wheel, much like this. See, mine is already set to 200, and you would set it to the speed of your film. There are situations in which you would set it to something different in your film, but that is something we'll get into in another video. It's a bit advanced, and I wouldn't classify it as beginner. Once you have set your speed to your film, then we can talk about adjustments that are preferential or based on environment. The whole way a camera works is by letting light in for certain amounts of time to expose film. You determine the speed of your shutter either with a wheel here, or in this case, this silver band, where you see we go from B and then increasing numbers. B meaning bulb. If I hold down the shutter stays open for that time. 1 is 1 for 1, meaning 1 second. 2 is 1/2, meaning half a second. 1/4, 1/8, 1/15, 1/30th, 1/60th, so on and so forth. The lower the speed, the longer the shutter stays open, the more light is put onto the film, and the steadier the camera would have to be held, or you're going to get blurring. So once you're getting down in these numbers, you should probably be on a tripod or a flat surface. You would adjust the speed depending on what you were looking for. If you were at night, you might have this open for longer to let more light in. If you're looking for a movement on something flowing like a waterfall, there are various rules you can follow, such as Sunny 16, which again I'll get into in another video. But think of it as adjusting how long you're allowing light in. The other aspect of light is your f-stops. These adjust the aperture blades inside of your lens, which might be hard to see here. The lower the number, the more open the aperture is, the more light that is let in, and the more blurred your background will be with bokeh. The higher the number, the aperture blades close, letting in less light, but causing more to be in focus beyond whatever you focus your center on. And then lastly, you have your focusing options here. These numbers may indicate distance, and they can be accurate, they can be inaccurate. But for the purposes of focusing, you would focus until you see a clear picture. And you see infinity, meaning that everything should be in focus. This is often located on the lens. You don't really see focusing on the bodies, whereas you might see the speed on the body, or sometimes even the aperture on the body. Focusing is almost always in the lens because, as you can see, I'm manipulating the lens as I turn this focus. Some other things on here. This is your shutter release. This is the button on your camera that causes you to take a picture. This is your winding wheel, which will advance the film, your counter here of how many shots you have left. This is your winding wheel to rewind your film when you're done at the end of the day. Opening the back of your camera can be done depending on model. Some have buttons you push on the sides. Often it's just pulling up on the winding wheel, which exposes the back of the camera, ready to load film. This in your center is your shutter, often made out of film, cloth, or sometimes plastic, or sometimes metal, depending on your model and how high-end it is. Really quick, I'll show you how to load some film. Take your film. This goes down, fits in here. Put down your winding wheel to secure it in place. This strip, you see there are teeth here and here. They're meant to be lined up with these little cutouts inside the film. This lip goes into a slot so that as you advance, it loads the film further in. Get it in the slot. Get it lined up with the teeth. And advance. And just like that, that's a good example of what might happen to you. When I advanced, it popped out of the slot. Try again. And I'm not quite getting lined up on the teeth. There we go. Close the back, shutter, wind. Your timer will advance, showing you how many shots you have used. And you notice as I advance, this winding wheel goes. And now I'm on shot 1, which means the film is loaded and ready to be exposed by a photo. I hope that's answered any questions you have. If you have more, feel free to put them down in the comments. I'll address them either there or in a future video. Get out there, have fun. See you later.